Hey guys, my name is Jesse Casista. I'm a fitness and sports instructor at Garrison Petawawa, and today's class is going to be on functional core. Before we get into it, I'm going to go over a few housekeeping notes for you guys. So in response to COVID-19, PSP is offering telefitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the telefitness classes tailored to Canadian Armed Forces personnel becomes accessible to all. Prior to participating in this session, and to make an informed decision on whether you should seek advice from a qualified exercise professional or healthcare provider, consult the Get Active questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document, simply by clicking on the links below. By continuing with this telefitness class, you understand that there is a possibility of physical injury and you agree that you do so voluntarily at your own risk. You also assume all risk of injury and agree to release the Canadian Forces Morale and Welfare Services from any and all claims related to your participation in this telefitness class. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about functional core before we get into the workout. Okay, so the word core is thrown around in various ways in the fitness world. Some think the core is a sleek six-pack, when in fact the abdominals are only a fraction of your core muscles. While core work does help produce toned abdominal muscles, core exercises include a lot more than just your regular sit-ups and crunches. Functional core training is about power, it's about strength and stabilization. Core muscles create a solid base for your body, allowing you to stay upright and stand strong on your 2 feet. It allows you to stabilize your spine, which improves and controls your posture. Functional core training allows you to practice movement that provides optimal motion for daily tasks. Challenging your core not only improves balance and functional movement, but it creates that toned look that so many people crave. Okay, and this is extremely important for military members because you guys are constantly loading your backs with heavy weight in your rucksacks or heavy carries, and it's important that you guys have a strong, stable posture when moving around with these objects. Okay, so before we get into the workout, just going to go over some of the equipment that you guys are going to need for this workout. Grab a water bottle. You're going to want to have some sort of weight or backpack that you can put in front of you for a goblet squat. Okay, so when you're picking your weight, just keep that in mind that we're going to be doing a goblet squat with it. You're going to need either a mobility band, okay, red preferred if you have one, or lighter. If you don't have a band, you can use a towel, okay. You're going to need 3 stackable items. So I have 3 pop cans here. You can also use soup cans if you have it, or anything else that you're able to stack. If you don't have a light kettlebell, you're going to want to grab either a dumbbell or a lighter object, maybe a water jug that has a handle. And then you're also going to want to have 2 heavier objects. So I have 2 heavier kettlebells here. If you have 2 backpacks or 2... anything with a couple handles on it that you can use for a farmer's carry, just keep in mind a little bit heavier, and if they're not the same weight, that's fine, we can work around that. Alright, there's going to be no music playing, so if you have music that you want to play in the background, that's fine, just keep it a little lower so that you can still hear my voice. Alright, so we're going to get started in a second here with the warm-up. So to start the warm-up, you're going to grab a foam roller, a mobility ball, a lacrosse ball, even a golf ball if you have one, whatever you have accessible to you. We're going to start off by foam rolling the quad. So I'm going to start on my left side. We're going to go about 30 seconds per side. So we're just trying to fire up the tissues here. So you're setting up the roller on the front of the thigh. Okay, working from the middle of the quads to the lateral side of the quads. And we're just going about 1 to 2 inches back and forth. Just trying to fire up those tissues of the rectus femoris and the vastus lateralis. Just picking those spots that might be a little more tighter than others. Okay, just 1 to 2 inches back and forth. About 30 seconds per side. We'll do about 5 more seconds here before we switch. And switch to the right side. Set up in the same area, whatever area is tight. And 1 to 2 inches back and forth. Just firing up the quads, firing up some of those tissues, getting ready for our main movement today, which is going to be the goblet squat. About 10 more seconds here. All right, now we're going to get into a half kneeling hip flexor dynamic stretch. So you can take your foam roller, if not something that you can raise your foot on. If you don't have anything, that's fine. It can be flat on the ground. I'm going to place my right foot on that foam roller. My left foot is going forward, okay? I want my knee directly over my left ankle. Okay, I'm bracing my core, keeping everything nice and tight, my spine nice and long, straight, nice and tall. Okay, and I'm just going to rock slightly forward and back under control. We're going to be about here for 30 seconds. Feeling a little bit of stretch in those quads, those hamstrings, in those glutes. Keeping your core nice and tight. About 5 more seconds here. Under control. And release. We're going to switch over to the other side. So raise that back heel. Other heel comes in front. Knee over the ankle. Pelvis neutral. Core nice and braced. Long spine. And slowly and under control, rock back and forth. About 10 more seconds here. Keep that core braced. 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, you can place your foam roller off to the side now. So next we're going to get into a bird dog position. So you're going to want to have your knees directly under your hips. Okay, about shoulder width apart. You're going to want to have your hands directly under your shoulders. Okay, you're squeezing your glutes, bracing your core. Okay, keeping it nice and tight. Bring your shoulder blades down and back to engage those lats. I should have a straight line from my head down to my tailbone. From here, I'm going to take my right hand and my left foot. Right hand is going straight out in front of me. Left heel is pushing back to the wall behind me. We're going to do 10 reps per side here. So keeping everything nice and tight, core braced. Squeeze, hold for a second. Back down, switch sides. Left arm, right heel, press, squeeze the core, back down. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Really be conscious of keeping everything nice and tight. You should be squeezing. Should be shaking a bit. Pressing that hand straight out as possible. Kicking that heel to the back wall. And that is 10. We got 10 to go. Keeping that core braced. Really focusing on warming up those core muscles in the abdominal area, in around the spine, the lower back. That's 16. 18, 2 more. And 20. Alright, from here you're going to come to a stance. We're going to do 10 per side forward lunges into a reach with your hands. Okay, so I'm going to start with my right leg. Coming down under control. Okay, back knee can touch the ground from here. Interlocking my fingers. Pressing up into the air. If you want, you can raise that back knee off the ground a bit. Back up under control. That's 2 per side. Want to make sure that knee doesn't travel too far over that ankle. Just make sure it stays in front of the toes, or behind the toes, I should say. Kind of warming up everything here, our lower body, and our shoulders worked in a bit, our lats, our upper spine, keeping our back nice and straight as we do so, keeping our core tight. We're stabilizing. This is number 8. That's 8 per side. Nine. 1 more per side. And last one on the left. Good job. Last one here before we get into the workout. We're going to do some squat jumps. 5 total. We're resetting in between each one. So feet about hip width distance apart or a little bit wider. Toes out. Knees are following the toes, not caving in. Coming down under control. Hands come in front of the chest. As you explode up, hands come out to the side. Land on the balls of your feet and then reset at the top. That's 3, 4, 5. Alright guys, so let's get into the workout now. We're going to be going through 3 different supersets throughout this workout. Okay, for set 1, it's going to be 2 exercises. It's going to be 5 reps of a squat jump. Okay, so the squat jump that we just did in the warm-up, however, this time it's going to be continuous. So as soon as you come down, from landing, you're going to explode right back up. So for 5 reps, and then we're going to go in right into a 20-second per side short lever side plank. Okay, so for your short lever side plank, you're going to want to make sure your elbow is directly under your shoulder. Okay, your feet are going to be on top of one another. Knees are bent, and we're actually going to be going from the knees here, not the feet. Okay, feet should be, the base of the feet should be in line with your back. You can have hand on your hips if you want, or hand straight in the air. Okay, we're pressing off those knees, pressing the hips forward. Okay, squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes. And again, options here. If you want to challenge yourself, you can come up to the toes or from the feet, okay? So we're only doing 2 sets here, all right? We're gonna go back and forth. We're resting 45 seconds in between each set. Okay, so let's start off with the squat jumps. We're gonna go 5 reps here, continuous. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, soft landing. 3, 4, 5. Okay, come down into our side plank. Set up. I'm gonna get my timer ready. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. So bracing the core. Think of these 2 exercises, this first set, as just a primer movement to prepare for the heavier work to come. So this set is like pump work just to kind of activate the lower body and the core. Try and hone in on your muscle to mind connection. We're going to switch sides here. 20 seconds on the other side. And go. Pressing those hips forward. Keeping everything nice and tight. Squeezing the glutes. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, we're resting here for 45 seconds. Grab a drink of water if you need to. Try and work on some deep breathing in between sets. Bring your heart rate back down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We have about 20 seconds left here before we go into set 2. So again, this is kind of a primer movement to get ready for our main lift, which is in the next set. Alright, we're going to get ready in 5 seconds. Back into your squat stance. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down to the ground. Get to that side plank. Okay, we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, hips forward. Create that straight line. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can go up from the feet. Five seconds here, and then we'll switch sides. 3, 2, 1. Down. Switch to the other side. Going in. 3, 2, 1. Up. Press those hips forward, engage the core. Hand can come up if you want, creating that T. 10 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, so that was just kind of a warm-up set before we get started. So, for the next superset that we're going to do, it's a tri-set. So there's 3 different exercises. We have a goblet squat for 10 reps. We have a Pallof press for 10 reps per side. Okay, and we have a plank stack pass. So you're going to need a kettlebell or a weight that you can place in front of you for the goblet squat. You're going to need a band or a towel for your Pallof press. Okay, and you're going to need your 3 stackable cans for your plank stack pass. 3 sets total. We're going to be resting a minute in between. So, for your goblet squat, okay, you can hold onto the kettlebell from the handles, okay, with elbows tucked into the side, or from the base of the kettlebell. Just make sure it's a little bit off the chest so it's not resting there, okay? So now with the weight in front of you, we're engaging our core, okay? Because normally if the bar is on the back or the weight's on the back, we're not engaging our core much. With it in front, if we don't engage our core, we're going to fall forward, okay? So for your goblet squat, you're going to set up, feet shoulder width distance apart. Knees are following the toes. Toes can be angled out a bit. Kettlebell right in front, not directly on the chest. You're going to come down to a squat to where you're comfortable with, to about a 90-degree angle. As you come up, hips come forward, squeezing your glutes at the top. So we're going to do 10 reps here. Then we're going to go in right into a Pallof press. So for your Pallof press, you're going to take your band or a towel. You're going to wrap it around something that is sturdy, that you can anchor it to. Okay? If it's a towel, just wrap it around once. From here, I'm going to step out to the side to where I feel a little bit of resistance. So where it's trying to pull me in. I'm going to start with the band directly in front of the chest. I'm going to press, I'm in my athletic stance, pressing forward, bracing the core, full extension. This is where it's going to really want to pull you in. Don't let it. Okay, so straight out in front of you, under control, back in towards the chest. If it's too easy, you just take a step out. If it's too hard, take a step in. Okay, with your towel, you'll probably be a little bit closer. Again, same thing, you're pressing the towel straight out and then back in towards the chest. We're going to go 10 per side with the Pallof press. And then lastly is going to be the plank stack pass. So you're going to want to grab your 3 cans. Okay, you're going to stack them to start. You're going to be in a plank position. Feet are going to be wider to maintain some stability. Okay, bracing the core, keeping the glutes nice and tight. Hands under the shoulders. I'm reaching across, grabbing the can, stacking the next one on top, and then the third one, placing my hand back down, repeating on the other side. You want to make sure you're not rotating the hips, so keep them nice and tight so that they're not dropping side to side. Okay, so 3 sets total, resting a minute in between. We're going to get started in about 20 seconds. So we have 10 goblet squats with your weight. We have 10 pile-off presses per side with your band or towel. And then we have your plank stack pass with your pop cans or your soup cans or your stackable items. Okay, so get ready. We're going to go in 5 seconds. So grab that weight, place it in front of you, just off the chest. 10 reps, nice, slow, and controlled. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10. Place the weight down under control. Get set up with your pile-off press. Step out to where you're comfortable. Get in your athletic stance. Press forward under control. Back in towards the chest. 4. So you should feel this in your obliques. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release, switch sides. Don't let it pull you in. Keep the core nice and tight. Hips neutral, facing forward. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Band can go back. Make sure there's nothing in your way for your plank stack pass. Okay, you're getting into that plank position, bracing the core, feet wider for more stability. Okay, keep everything nice and tight, that straight line. Grab your right hand, reach across. Stack on top. That's 1. That's 2. Sorry, this is 2. Lower body should not move. 3, last one. And 4. Minute timer starts right now for your rest. So by now you should already be feeling it in your core. With the goblet squat, you got that weight in front of you. You have to brace your core so you're not falling forward. With the pile-off press, you're pressing forward and you have some lateral resistance trying to bring you back towards the wall. Bracing that core, making sure it's not pulling you in. Okay, with that plank stack pass, every time you reach, you want to make sure your hips are staying neutral, not shifting to gain momentum, okay? So make sure everything's set back up to where you want it. And we're going to go in about 10 seconds. Our last drink of water. Okay, pick up your weight. In front, and 3, 2, 1, begin. Full extension at the top. Pressing those hips forward, squeezing the glutes. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. 7. Last one. Place the weight down under control. Out of the way. Grab your band. Come out to the side. Brace your core. Band right in front of the chest. Press out. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Switch sides. Five, halfway. And 10. On to the difficult one now. Make sure they're set up. If you want, if it's too challenging, you can go down to 2 cans, or you can go down to your forearms, okay? So whatever you find a little easier for yourself, or if you want to make it more challenging, add a can, that's fine as well. Set up, reach over, and start stacking. Almost fell over there. That's 1. You really need to focus here. You need to make sure your core is tight so that you're not rotating your hips. And you need to make sure that you're stacking the cans properly so that they don't fall over like that. Last one here. And done. Whew. So a lot of things to focus on that last exercise there. So we're starting our minute here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to sweat here. Really try to slow down your breathing in between sets. This is pre-recorded, so if you need a little bit of an extra break, feel free to pause in between sets. If you need to take 2 minutes, you want to make sure you're feeling a little bit more fresh for that next set. We have about 30 seconds left here, guys. You guys are doing awesome so far. Keep it up. I'm going to get set up with my weight back in front of me. This is our final set for this superset here, for this tri-set. Last little sip of water and then we'll get started. Going in 5 seconds, pick up that weight. Out in front of the chest. 3, 2, 1, and begin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Weight back down. Under control, out of the way. Grab your band. Get enough resistance that you're comfortable with. Athletic stance, band in front. Press forward. Four. 8, 9, and 10. Last Last one here on this side. Seven, 8, 9. Last one here, we're gonna hold for a bit. And back in. Good job, guys. All right, back to the plank stack pass again. You wanna go from forearms, hands. You need to drop down to your knees and do it, that's fine too. Or take a can off. Okay, set up. Wider base for stability, and begin. Really focus here. Halfway. That's 3. Woo. In control and complete. Good job, guys. I'm gonna take a minute here, then I'll explain our final superset that we're doing. That plank stack pass is a killer. Really a lot of things to focus during that exercise. Again, deep inhales through the nose, out through the mouth. Chest nice and tall, spine neutral. Slow down your breathing. If you want to close your eyes, that's fine too. Take a longer break if you need to. Okay, optimal positions for breathing, either on your back, okay, cross-legged, or on your knees, standing nice and tall. Alright, so we have one more giant set here. Okay, so this one we have 4 exercises. We have a bottoms up press for 10 reps per side. So this one is where you're going to want either a light kettlebell, the water jug that I was talking about. You could also use a dumbbell. Okay, so your choice here. If you're doing your bottoms up press, we're going to be doing kneeling. Really want to focus on bracing the core here. All right, you're going to grab the handle of the kettlebell, and the bottom of the kettlebell is going to be facing up. So my elbow is in front a bit, can be a little bit off to the side. Okay, that handle should be kind of just on the palm of your hand, in that little indentation there. Okay, you want to keep everything nice and tight. When I'm pressing up, I don't want to be leaning off to the side. I really want to keep everything nice and tall, chest tall, bracing my core. Pelvis should be neutral, hips facing forward. From here, pressing up under control, and then back down. So you really want a lighter weight for this one. Okay, in control, 10 reps per side for your bottoms up press. Your next one is a glute bridge. I'm going to give you a couple options here too. So for your glute bridge, you're going to be on your back. You're going to get your knees about hip width distance apart. Feet are going to come close into your bum. Okay, from here, hands are onto the side. You're pressing up through the heels, squeezing your glutes to raise up. You'll see how I have a straight line all the way up to my knees. Bracing your core here, holding for a second or two, and then we're going to come back down under control before pressing back up. To add a little bit of intensity here, you can place a weight, okay, just on the front of your hips, okay, and your groin, and you're going to press up with the weight, so now your hands are on the weight to keep it from falling over, okay? Your head wants to stay on the ground here, so at no point should be tucking your chin in towards your chest. So head neutral, just looking straight up into the ceiling. So that's your glute bridge, and that's going to be 10 per side with a 2 to 3 second hold, okay? The next one is going to be, you're going to get into a bear crawl position. So like we did in that bird dog earlier, quadruped position, hands, knees about shoulder width apart. Okay, hands are directly under shoulders, knees directly under hips. You're going to get your toes onto the ground. From here, you're going to press up. So you're keeping everything nice and neutral, head down towards your tailbone, and your knees are coming slightly off the ground. From here, we're going to do limb lifts. So we're going to take our right hand and left hand and raise them off the ground for a couple seconds. So we'll start in this position. Right hand comes up, 1, 2, back down. Left hand up, 1, 2, back down. We are going 4 per side here, okay? And your last one here, grabbing your weights. So this is where you're going to grab your heavier weights. I have 2 kettlebells that are different sizes. Okay, so that's okay. We're going to do a marching farmer's carry, 20 per side. So because I have 2 different weights, I'm going to switch between set 1 and set 2, which hand they're in, and then set 3 I'll switch halfway through. But for your marching farmer's carry, okay, they're off to the side, down below your knees, chest nice and tall, okay, bracing your core. You're marching up with your right knee and then back down under control. Okay, so we're going 20 per side here. You want to make sure you're standing nice and tall. You're bracing your core. If you don't, you're just going to go all over the place, okay? Bottoms up press, glute bridge, okay? Followed by the bear position limb lift, and then farmer's carry to finish. 3 sets total, and we have a 1-minute break in between each one, okay? Alright, so we're going to set up. You're going to grab your lighter weight. We're going to start with our bottoms up press. We're going to start in my right hand. We're doing 10 per side, slow and under control, bracing the core. Bring it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you have a water jug, you can use that. You can also use a dumbbell and just hold on to the handle of the dumbbell. 8, 9, 10. Down under control. Left hand. Usually one hand is harder than the other. For me, it is my left. It's harder for stabilization. But here we're working on core and shoulder stabilization. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're finding a hard time pressing it, you can also just do a hold for the amount of time that we're doing the presses, okay? Still working on that core stability and shoulder stability. Okay, second one is your glute bridge. I'm gonna move these out of the way so you can see. Head on the ground, hands off to the side, pressing through the heels, and raise the glutes into the air, squeezing them. 1, 2, 3, back down. 1, 1, 2, 3. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 10. All right, on to the third exercise. It's our bear position limb lift. Get in that position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Raising, pushing off those toes. Knees are slightly off the ground. Right hand comes up. 1, 2, back down. Right hand or left hand. 1, 2, down. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's 2 per side. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's 3 per side. 1, 2. And 1, 2. That's 4. Grab your heavier objects. You're going to a standing marching farmer's carry. Right knee first. 1, 2, 3. In control. 10. 20, we're halfway. Again, stay in control. Minimal movement side to side. Bracing your core. Try and bring those knees, those thighs parallel to the ground as you lift them up. We're at 32. 36. 37. 38. 39. And 40. Place them back down. 1 minute rest. Guys, we got 2 sets to go and then we are all finished up. So next time you do your farmer's carry, if you have different weights, just switch them around for the second set. I'm going about 30 seconds here. Again, take a little bit of extra rest if you need to do so. I'm going to get back into my position for my bottoms up press. If you want, you can do a half kneeling too. Maybe a little more stability because you have that knee, that foot on the ground now. You can go standing, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Okay, so we're going to go in 10 seconds here, starting with my right. Keeping everything nice and tall, hips forward, core braced. Okay, right hand up with the kettlebell, bottoms up, and press. In control. Again, try not to sway as you press up. Keep everything nice and tight. 6. 9. And 10. Back down, switch sides, bring it up. Regain stability and press. Whew. Almost lost balance there. And that's 10. Kettlebell off to the side. Into your glute bridge. I'm going to grab a weight this time. Place it on front. Okay, hands are on the kettlebell. 3, 2, 1. Press up through the heels, squeeze the glutes. 1, 2, 3. Back down. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3. 5. 1, 2, 3. 6. 1, 2, 3. 7. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 9. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and 10. Kettlebell off to the side. Get into your bear position. We're going to start with the right hand again. Lift in 3, 2, 1. Knees come up. Right hand. 1, 2. Back down. 1, 2. Back down. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's 4. Into our last one. Marching farmer's carry. Starting with my right foot. 1. 2. you want, you can march forward as you do this to add a little bit more difficulty, and then backwards. That's 20 halfway. If your grip's getting tired, you can put it down and then reset. 26. 30, almost done. 37, 38, 39, and 40. Place them back down, and 1 minute rest. We're going into our final set, guys. You're doing awesome. Grab some water. I always try and make my last set the best, so if you need a little extra time to gain some extra strength or refresh yourself for the last set, do so. You got about 30 seconds left. Once we finish this last set, we'll get into a cool down. Grab a last drink of water if you need so. I'm going to set up. We're going right hand first again for our bottoms up press, 10 per side. Nice deep inhales through the nose, out through the mouth. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Bring that kettlebell up, bottoms up to the ceiling. Press up, in control. 5, 6. You don't have to lock out your elbow at the top. There can be a slight bend. 9 and 10. Back down. Switch sides. Last one. 10. Nice job, guys. Okay, set up into that glute bridge. Again, I'm going to grab my weight. You don't have to. You can do a body weight. Setting up. Remember, we're pushing through the heels, squeezing our glutes at the top. In 3, 2, 1. Press up. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. Back down. 2. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 9. Last one. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more second. Let's go. 5. There we go. Nice job, guys. Okay, we're getting to our bear position limb lifts. Set up. Brace the core. Keep everything nice and tight. We're going to lift in 3, 2, 1. Knees come off the ground. Right hand. 1, 2. Down. Left hand. 1, 2. Down. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's 2 per side. 1, 2. That's 3. 1, 2. 3 per side. Last one. 1, 2. Left hand. 1, 2. That's 4. All right. Again, if you're using different weights, we're going to switch halfway through this time. So 20 per side. Starting with my right foot and go. 1, 2, 3. 4, Brace the core. 10. Last one here, I'm going to switch. Kettlebells down. Just switch them around. Come back up. And begin again. 20 to go. Final stretch here. $39 and $40. Nice job, guys. That is the workout. Let's get into a few minutes left, so we're going to finish up with a little bit of a cool down. We're going to start by going into child's pose. Okay, so you're going to have your feet about hip width distance apart. You're going to try and get your bum close to your ankles as possible. Arms are coming straight out in front of you. Okay, I just want you to rest your forehead on the ground, so nice and neutral. We're going to go for 2 minutes here. Focusing on your breathing. This helps on opening up the hips, stretches the lats, your lower back. We just spent a lot of time on that core. It's just helping release some tension. Again, head nice and neutral. It doesn't have to be on the mat, as long as it's not tucked in towards the chest or extending up into the air. Nice deep breaths. Got a minute left. If you want, you can walk it out to either sides for a second or two. Walking it back slowly over to the other side. Cool down's all about recovery and slowing down the heart rate, so just make sure, this is only going to be about 4 to 5 minutes, but if you have an additional 10 or 15 minutes throughout the day, take it and use it to stretch the parts of your body that you feel need to be worked out a bit. If you want to do some foam rolling, 5 minutes is generally not enough, but it'll help lower the heart rate down back to a resting heart rate. And you can stop there. Okay, from here we're going to go into pigeon's pose. So left knee in front. Okay, right leg straight back. Okay, without rounding the back. So your hip hinging forward over that front knee. I'm going to hold here for 2 minutes. We're trying to focus on that deep breathing. A lot of times we tend to finish a workout and the first thing we do is just head out of the gym, get in our cars and drive off, and we're not cooled down, and that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. So you want to make sure you give yourself enough time, even if it's 5 minutes, to do some diaphragmatic breathing, just to cool down that heart rate. It's really, not doing a cool down can really set up your day to be in that high arousal state. We got about 30 seconds left here before we switch sides. Make sure your hips are facing forward, they're nice and neutral. And we're going to release here and switch sides. Want to come down to your forearms, you can as well. 'Cause just make sure you're getting 5 minutes or so before leaving the gym, just to do a little bit of a cool down, and then setting some time throughout later in the day to give yourself 15 or 20 minutes to do a little more thorough job of stretching. Got about 45 more seconds in this pose, and then we'll finish off with some breath work. Fifteen seconds left here. Five, four, three, two, one, and slowly come out of that. Okay, from here we're going to go into some breath work to finish off. I'm going to be flat on my mat. Feet out to the side. Okay, hands can be palms facing up the ceiling, off to the side, or if you want to check out your breathing, you can have one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, or do some diaphragmatic breathing. So you're inhaling through your nose, filling that belly with air. Okay, you're not chest breathing, so it should be belly first, then rib cage, followed by your chest, and then a deep exhale throughout your mouth. Releasing all that air. We're going to do some parasympathetic breathing, so we're going to go 4-second inhale through the nose, 4-second holds at the top, and then we're going to slow our breath down and exhale for 7 seconds. So inhale for 4, hold for 4 at the top, and exhale for 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and repeat. If you can't get the full 7 seconds, that's fine. Just try and slow your breath down. Close your eyes, let your body relax. Think about how good that workout felt. We're going to go for about 1 more minute. I recommend doing this for about 5 minutes if you have the time to do so. Last one. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. And exhale for 7. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the workout. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying in isolation, and hope to see everyone soon. Take care.